Hi, welcome to another video on my driving robot Mydfir. Last time I decided to add a second color recognition sensor right here, and since I am using these lights for the first color recognition sensor, which is right there, I thought it was a nice idea to add a buzzer to signal once, twice or three times when this sensor senses one of those colors. However, the buzzer doesn't do much, so in order to make sure that the buzzer is connected correctly, I will use the diagnosis interface to test if it works anyway. I know the buzzer isn't broken, but it is wired like here and here, so I want to know if this is alright. So on the diagnosis interface I open a robo interface over the RF data link, and this is the RF data link, which is connected to this little board inside. So let's activate it. I will not activate the sonar right now, because the sonar is not desired right now. First things first, which is what is the exact output, which that is output 7. So let's see how that works. Oh, no doubt. On 1 it doesn't do much. On 2 it doesn't do much. On 3 it works. Annoying sound, but it works. Alright, so this proves that the wiring is quite okay. Color recognition will be okay as well, because I just connected it exactly the same way as I did with the rest. So the fact that the buzzer has to be put on setting 3, speed 3 for motor, means I may have to adjust the software. So assuming that everything else works nice, let's and now we're doing that anyway, let's test the motor outputs, not motors 1 and 2, because I am assuming that is the motor, the real motor. Speaking about that, this is a real motor and this is a real motor, so I should be looking at outputs 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. This is 3. As you can see, this is 4. That is not 10 minutes. Oops, that was too fast. Yes, one more. Okay, so that's a motor. That is obviously the blue light, leaving that to the buzzer. Alright, now for some code. So if you've seen in the previous segment, everything works, and this is once again the diagnosis interface that I've used, and once again this proves that the buzzer is correct. This is the blue light, and then the other are here. So now I can disconnect the interface. Go to the software. And here I am getting to the software, and yes, the reason that the buzzer didn't work is becoming very clear now, because this is output and this is speed, and with the diagnosis interface we notice that it starts working at 3, so I have to put this at 3. So this is very clear. And what else can be done? Well, this is for the colors, and the colors is like I've said before, depending on the light. Anything else is yet to be proven, and another point of concern is of course this part, the line following, whether there is no line, whether it is on the right side of the track, on the left side of the track, and whether it is just nicely following the track, the line following. And last time, for some very weird reason, it is quite annoying to see that it loses the line so frequently for no apparent reason. Well, over the years I have seen very odd things happening in testing. Everything works, and it fails suddenly, no reason given, no reason to be traced and traced back. So why this is happening, I don't have a clue. That said, let's see that things go according to plan. I will lift it up slightly, and it is the robot, and let's see if I don't have any that's what I'm thinking. As you have seen in the first segment, the table desktop is black and it sees black, so that works nicely. There is no color being recognized, so with it set and done, it is time to set up the track again and have it right, and hopefully recognize colors correctly, etc, etc. So let's do some floor tests. Would be very nice. So with the hardware checked and the software fixed, it's time to do the floor test and see if the line following works better but most importantly to see if the colors inside the track work. Starting the software. Right, this is not what I intended. This is really not and not exactly what I want. So why is it buzzing constantly? That is not the intention. It says no line, and I think I'll have to redo the software, because I still don't understand why the red light is flashing right now, because that's only for the software or for the sonar, and the sonar is not active. This is also interesting. Why is it running backwards now suddenly? I'm inclined to unwire the buzzer, but then again, what should I do then? Actually, now the buzzer is going on while the lamps are not functioning or doing anything, so that is weird, very much. That's really weird. I have no idea. Alright, that's really, it just writes on backwards. So why is it doing this? It's not programmed like it. Not programmed at all. This is really weird. Why is it losing track? This really doesn't make sense. The lamps are not functioning, but the buzzer is. For no reason apparent. Okay, back to software, I guess. Alright, time to review the software once again. I was very happy now to stop the program, as you may understand, because that buzzer is at its softest, because you've seen in the diagnosis that on 3 it does something. But the question is, why is it buzzing when it shouldn't buzz? So this is output 7 and it should only be there. So here no 7 at all. Let's put the cursor there. It's 3, 4 and 8. This is all 4, all 8. I don't mind that, that's good. Then output 3 right here. And output 4, output 8 again. And then we get to A2, which is now the second colors recognition sensor, and we get the first time output 7. Absolutely great. It sleeps for 1 second. Right. Should I say, okay, put it off then? Let's do that. Just put it off. No, not here. Here. So I deliberately put it off and let it off. Okay, here it sleeps for 1. Oh wait, that's another thing. That is a slight mistake maybe. Sleep for 1 second, off, sleep for 1 second, and then do it all over again. That may be a slight thinking mistake. And once again. So now it is switched on for 1 second, switched off for 1 second, switched on for 1 second, and off and on and off, and all for 1 second. But this is not needed for the simple reason that it can stay off. Now we get here, and here we have to do exactly the same thing, because we switch it off for 1 second, and then this is that 1 second, and we have to do that several times more. Now this, hold on, here I'm doing something not quite right. Yeah, this was 3 times, so this has to be, this must be, this is 1 time. The green must be 2 times, so that means that this has to be cut out. Green was 2 times. No, definitely. So that is 1 time on and off, 1 time on and off. That is 2 times. Then here 3 times, which means that this is on and off and off. And now 1 more time. And that is it. So on, off, and no sleep, because it stays that way, or should stay that way. Let's see if this works better. I do hope so. Save, and let's. So after this code change and the robot in the same position as where I left it, let's see how it rolls. If it rolls. So far on screen it says I find no line. Which is kind of hard to believe because it's right above the line. So does this mean that there's something with the line sensor? Possibly. Let's help it a bit. Well, the sonar does work because the line and light up, but for the rest nothing. So a little bit further of help. Two buzzes. That means either green or whatever. But there's... Is that right, by the way? No, that's not right. It shines on a very tiny... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong place. The sensor that I have put now is not at the inside of the track. It's for the outside of the track. Because it is dependent on the direction the robot rides. And right now it is in the direction of the outside of the track, those colors. And right now it senses both white and red. But red is just one buzz and nothing more. Alright, let's put it the other way. Oops. Okay, weird stuff again. And again, no explanation on why. So, as usual, let's see what the sonar responds. Nothing at all. Okay. I forgot to put a light on back on, so now it's more light. But will it help? Not really. It still goes completely wrong, and I have no clue why. It does see the blue light, by the way, so that is perfectly in order. And it is the correct sensor as well. But other than that, things go wrong as can be. Not a clue why. It does sense blue, entirely correct on screen as well. But why? I don't know. So, for the final part of this video, let's take another look at the code. This is with output more or less correct. It doesn't see a line and it does detect blue. So that's alright. But how about the rest? Here it is about the sonar, which I am ignoring right now. Then there is something different. This part. It says if the color is not different, then color becomes different. But why do I do that anyway? Does it make sense? And that is once again the problem with not entirely documenting what you are doing. It would, for instance, make more sense if I would use get a2 and get a1. In other words, get the values for the color recognition and say, okay, if the color is not in these values between 26 and 32, between 46 and 52, and between 128 and 145, the color is different. So, or don't pay any attention at all, which is also possible. On the other hand, I use this because with calibration you need to find out if the color is something different than you've expected. For both ideas is something to say. Then again, the big problem is that I have no clue why it still just completely ignores the line. Well, kind of ignores. Is there too much going on? That's a very good other problem or possibility. On the other hand, what is the influence of the data link between this computer and the robot? Because this software doesn't run on the robot, it runs on the computer and controls the robot. So it is a remote control, more or less. So if I start the software, it always takes some moments, some seconds, for it to reach the robot and, of course, get the results back. So in that perspective, I may need to reconsider how I set it up. And the more sensors, well, that actually doesn't matter because time is time and a few seconds remain a few seconds. With that thought, it is remarkable that it has been running for so many years already, and only lately I find that it doesn't work the way it should. Not anymore. So I probably need to review all of the code and see how things behave. I need a good thought about that. And the line, yeah, well, I may need to put the buzzer on it, but I hesitate about that because of the use for the colors now, and that I think was a very good idea. So for now, thanks for watching with this once again quite weird experiment. Some software fixes, checking the wiring, which was good. I had to increase the strength, the speed, the volume. Is it volume? I don't know. Anyway, I had to change this from 1 to 3. And I had to put it off in between the times of buzzing. So that was alright. The rest? Not really. If you like this video, then if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you don't want to subscribe for whatever reason, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter has a live link to the video. Instagram doesn't allow that, but has some nice pictures. And if you are able to donate for keeping my blog alive, please see my website, which is listed under this video and at the start of this video. And this is certainly going to be continued. Bye bye.